Good morning. Back to a brand new week of trading. This week, we will continue looking at US30 and gold. Now, gold has opened up and once again just taken off. Sunday market opened. We opened up into Asian session, and as you can see, this is the trade that we ended up taking last week on Friday. And we actually ended up getting closed out right over here for about like a $200 profit. Right now, our account's sitting at $100,400. Um, but market actually did continue to push up and did end up taking um, that high out that we were waiting for. Now, ever since that, Asian has pushed up price to all-time highs once again. And as you can see, we are now in um, New York session. After in London, we did get some consolidation and some liquidity. I mean, right now, what we can see is we are creating a new trend line right here, and we did get a break right here. So let's just go back under the 5 minute and let's see what's going on right here. Yeah, it looks pretty bullish. Probably will go and take this out, but it could also fall first before we get that confirmation. So right now we don't have a confirmation. Um, yeah, I mean, this is kind of confirming it right here. Reason why it looks good is because right here we see that price respected this low and it looks like it's breaking into a newer high. Price can go up to 39.49. Looking at the 4 hour, let's go actually to the daily as well. So on the daily, we ended up going back down to Friday's um, high, and since then we've just pushed up. So looking at the way the market has behaved, I mean, here's where the market opened. We got a slight retracement before the push up. The last 4 hour candle ended as consolidation, so it looks like it didn't break or break above or below the previous 4 hours candle, and so far we have not broken down. So this could be a good indication that we'll see a price shoot up, but I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes, because what could end up happening is this high could be respected. We could see a break. And what that all is doing is it's creating more and more liquidity right here that needs to be taken out. So I do still expect price to stay bullish, but what I would like to see is I would like to see price shoot down here, at least until like 39.10 area first. So let's see how price behaves and how it closes. Um, yeah, in 5 minutes, about to close in about 10 seconds. So we'll see how that ends up. US30, let's take a look. So US30 last week ended quite bullish. As you can see right now, we are going down. If we look at the daily, we are also pushing to the downside after creating a new all-time high. And so the range that I have marked out over here is from this low, because we ended up taking liquidity from the left, to this high, because this this point created the new all-time high. From here, what I could see is, yes, price did shoot up quite significantly on Friday, but we're still bullish. We can say it still come into this area right here after taking liquidity from this area and look to continue riding up. So that is a possibility. We'll probably look for a price to come into this 15-minute um, fair value gap before we get into before we're interested in the actual buys. But right now, looking at the way the market has been behaving, yeah, I would want price to come at least to this area before we can think about buying it up. But um, if we were to draw out our range where we would like to see at least a sell, it would definitely be right here. And that is because That is because there's this clear line of liquidity sitting right here. And we need to see a clear retracement before we can look to enter more buys. I'm gonna go ahead and clear some of this out. I'm gonna clear that out as well. So if price comes back down to 46,491, we're extremely interested in a buy. This is the 4 hour, it's closing. I mean, what do we just see right here? Yes, there's all of this liquidity sitting at the top waiting to be taken. To be honest, it's going to be depend on where price is being attracted to next. So from here, if we start to see a retracement and if we start to see a reason to get into a buy, we will. Otherwise, we'll we'll continue monitoring to see if price actually wants to drop down to 46,491 today, which is possible. So this is 4 hours closing. We'll wait until this 4 hour gets closed, regardless of. I mean, if we're still interested in a buy, we would need that previous low to be taken out before we get interested. So we have some time to take a look at what is going to happen. Gold is starting this next hour, extremely bullish. Looks like it did end up breaking above. Yeah, so gold is continuing to push higher and higher.